Is fear a debilitating weakness? Or can it possibly be a source of unimaginable strength? If we stop and ponder this question, we'll find that fear, an emotion we often perceive as negative, can also serve as a powerful motivator. It's a paradox, isn't it? Picture this. You're standing on the edge of a cliff, staring down at the chasm below. Your heart races, your palms sweat. This fear could paralyze you, or it could push you to leap forward to surpass the boundaries you've set for yourself. This is where our story begins, with that leap into the unknown. Because isn't it true that our deepest fears often hold the key to our untapped potential? So let's ask ourselves again, could our darkest fears lead us to our greatest strengths? Let's delve into the story of a man who did just that. Enter Batman. Imagine a young boy, born into wealth, with the world at his feet, until tragedy strikes. This is the story of Bruce Wayne, a child of privilege and potential, whose life took a horrifying turn one fateful night in a dark alley of Gotham City. His parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, pillars of society, were brutally taken from him in a senseless act of violence. This traumatic event, which would be life-altering for anyone, let alone a child, became the root of Bruce's fear. It was the cruel introduction of a young boy to the harsh realities of the world, a world where even the most innocent can be victims. Overwhelmed by fear and grief, Bruce found himself lost in a sea of darkness. The world that was once his playground now seemed like an endless maze of shadows. He was a child trapped in an adult's nightmare, a nightmare that would shape his future in ways he could not yet comprehend. His childhood, once filled with laughter and joy, was now dominated by the spectre of that tragic night. Each day, each night, was a constant reminder of his loss. His once grand mansion felt like a haunted house, every corner echoing with the laughter and voices of his parents. His fear was not just of the physical danger that lurked in the shadows, but also of the emotional pain that came with the memory of his parents. It was as if fear had wrapped itself around his heart, squeezing tighter with each passing day. He was a prisoner in his own mind, the walls of his psyche closing in, trapping him in a state of constant fear and grief. This was the impact of that one tragic event, an event that would forever change the course of his life. But as overwhelming as his fear was, it was also the catalyst for something greater. It was the birth of a resolve so strong, it would eventually shape him into a symbol of hope for an entire city. This young boy, Bruce Wayne, was consumed by fear. But little did he know, he was about to embark on a journey to become more than just a man. What if you could harness your fear, use it as fuel, and turn it into your greatest asset? This is the question that young Bruce Wayne asked himself, a question that would change his life forever. Bruce had a choice. He could have allowed his fear to consume him, to keep him locked away in the safety of Wayne Manor. But instead, he chose to confront it head-on. He decided to meet his fear, not as an enemy, but as a teacher. He understood that fear, when properly harnessed, can be a powerful motivator. It can push us beyond our limits and show us what we're truly capable of. And so, his journey began. A journey of rigorous training and relentless dedication. He pushed his body to its limits, honed his mind to razor-sharp clarity, and mastered numerous martial arts. He traveled the world, learning from the best, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. He trained not just to fight, but to understand the human psyche, to learn how fear operates and how it can be overcome. But his transformation was not just physical, it was also symbolic. He chose to embrace the very symbol of his fear, the bat. He didn't just want to conquer his fear, he wanted to become it. He wanted to take this symbol of terror and turn it into a symbol of hope. And thus Batman was born. Batman, the Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader, whatever you choose to call him, he is a man who turned his greatest fear into his greatest strength. He is a testament to the power of the human spirit, a beacon of hope in the darkest of nights. He is a reminder that our fears, no matter how daunting, can be conquered, can be transformed, can be used to fuel our greatest triumphs. Bruce Wayne, now Batman, had turned his greatest fear into his greatest strength. He is a symbol of courage and resilience, a testament to the power of confronting our fears and transforming them into our greatest assets. Imagine the power that comes from not just overcoming your fears, but becoming them. This is the power that Batman wields. A power not born of otherworldly abilities or cosmic interventions, but harnessed from the depths of human emotion. fear. Batman, unlike many other superheroes, doesn't just conquer his fears, he becomes them. He embodies them, wearing his terror as a cloak to shroud the streets of Gotham. He is the shadow that prowls in the night, the embodiment of the very dread that once held him captive. In doing so, he turns the tables, using fear, a typically debilitating emotion, as a tool against his enemies. While fear can paralyze, it can also motivate. It can drive us to confront the very things that terrify us, leading us to become stronger, more resilient. And Batman is the epitome of this resilience. He has turned his fear into his strength, his dread into his power. His journey from a scared child in a dark alley to the dark night of Gotham is a testament to the transformative power of fear. But Batman's power doesn't just come from his ability to instill fear. It comes from understanding it, from knowing what it feels like to be consumed by it. Because he understands fear, he knows how to use it, how to manipulate it, to control it. He uses it to unsettle the criminal underbelly of Gotham, to put them on the back foot. He becomes the embodiment of their nightmares, using their own fears against them. In Batman, fear is not a weakness, it's a strength, it's a weapon, it's a shield. Batman's journey from fear to strength is a testament to the power of transformation. It's a reminder that fear doesn't have to hold us back. It doesn't have to paralyze us. It can push us forward, mold us, transform us. It can make us stronger. Batman's journey from fear to strength is a testament to the power of transformation. A reminder that even in the face of our deepest fears, we have the strength to rise.